Hey guys, seems like you made it from the last video if you're watching this one. And if somehow you haven't seen the first video before this, recommend watching that one so that you can get access to the game and then you can, get where I am right here. All right, so, for those who don't know by the name, Pokemon Arena is an arena fighter. It is also a game you can team build with. As you can see, you get to choose your team size. Similar to Skullgirls, you're allowed to use more or fewer characters to change how much health they have. The fewer characters you use, the more health. The more characters you use, the less health they have. So, if you want to cover a lot of matchups, bring a few more. But if you're solid with those matchups that you think you can cover, and you just want to play a couple of mons for longer, yeah, maybe use like 2 or 3. But the standard is 4, and that's the example we'll be giving today. So let's jump into it here. Got a robust roster of 57 characters and growing. But in addition to that, every character has 4 different movesets to choose from. Start with Charmeleon here. He's got physical here. This is kind of like Melty Blood, where there's multiple moons that do different things for the characters. But here, it's like you have 4 movesets. And like you can see here, you've got Fire Fang, Fire Punch, Dragon Claw. But on the special set, it's completely different. You've got Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, and Blast Burn. Support also has a bunch of different moves here as well, and so does Specialists. Typically, the physical attackers are the ones that are more scrappy and in your face. Usually, even if some of them have longer range than others, usually they have to physically attack the opponent to deal damage. Special attackers, on the other hand, most of these have a lot more range, and they use projectiles, beams, geysers, things that hit at specific distances in order to attack the target. Usually, these moves are disjointed, so projectiles, etc. Supports, these ones are kind of a spectrum. These ones are the ones that have ways to benefit your team. If you guys play actual Pokemon, you're going to understand what these guys do really quickly. Like, for example, Will-O-Wisp, it adds to the burn meter. Scary Face lowers speed. And, Brick Break, does a lot of block damage. So a lot of these guys are utility. Because if, let's say I have the support Charmeleon here, I'm lowering something speed, I can make it slow enough that somebody, slower like Golurk, he can catch up to them. Because this guy's really big, but he's not very good in neutral. He's a grappler, you know what I'm saying? So you can use a support Pokemon for a little bit to make it easier for a different Pokemon on your team to succeed. Not every support Pokemon is very support based. For example, support Beedrill is very, very aggressive. But support Wartortle is very passive. It's a spectrum. Find what works best for you. On the other hand, specialists are also a spectrum, but I like to consider them the wild card. Usually they hone in on a very specific idea, and outside of that, they aren't very good. You use the specialist if you have something very specific you want to build for your team, and outside of that, if you're okay with them having their flaws, then more power to you. But they are a liability sometimes, so be careful. In any case, we're going to go ahead and just pick a team. We're going to start with Physical Charmeleon. We're going to go with Special Ivysaur. Support Wartortle. And we'll take Specialist Aggron. Let's go with that. Hopefully you guys understood how team building worked in that short little video. I didn't want to make this video too long, so I've decided that this video is going to be separate from the next one, which will cover the actual mechanics of the game mid-combat. But for now, we're just going to leave it at how to team build, as it were. So we're going to call it there, and I'll see you guys in the next video in like 15 seconds.